Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Lost in Space, Blu-ray. Okay, I saw the original series on TV. I kind of liked it as a kid, but I obviously saw it wasn't really for adults when I saw it later on. And it's not the sort of show that I sort of watched over again or anything like the original Star Trek because it doesn't hold up like the original Star Trek. And unlike the original Star Trek, it didn't get remade in the 80s or um, it didn't get a sort of reboot version. I mean, the movie was okay, but there was just one movie, and that can't hold your attention for that long. So when I heard they were doing a series for Netflix, I was pretty excited. I thought, wow, they can't fuck this up because the original series was so bad in a way. It was a lot of fun in some ways. Sometimes if I can get into that kid headspace, I can kind of enjoy it because I bought the whole series and I watched the whole thing. I marathoned it over a weekend, and some episodes are horrendous. Um, you all know the notorious ones. Although I think the Klingons in Discovery, the proportions of their heads are about the same as the paper mache alien heads in the worst episodes of Lost in Space. But yeah. So I thought they can't screw this up. I was really excited, and then I saw it and I was like, oh god, they should have just called the series Stranded on a Planet because all they did was crash on a planet and sit there walking around the Canadian scenery acting like it's an alien planet with and the only like alien interaction they had was the robot which they found, and it could have been so easy to just have a robot on the ship and have problems with it just like the original because of course they're going to have robots technologically. There's going to be no issue with that, but instead they made him an alien, and the whole thing is, oh, can we trust the whole series is, can we trust this alien? And just it was just such a small limited little boring story. I couldn't enjoy it at all. At all. And I did watch every episode though, and yeah, I just was like, yeah, no, I don't need to watch that again. I saw it on DVD and Blu-ray and I thought, yeah, I don't need that. I walked past it a bunch of times, and then the price kept going down and down. And I saw the Blu-ray was $14 and the DVD was 18, and I thought, well, that's pretty cheap for Blu-ray. And the first episode kind of had some nice effects, and I should watch it again. I should have it just for reference. I've got the other series; it's really cheaper. You can't really go wrong. I thought, oh, do I need the Blu-ray? Maybe I'll just get the DVD. I was looking. I thought I'll have a look at the special features, see if there's a difference. And then I saw it. No Place to Hide, colorized unaired pilot from the original series. What the fuck? Obviously, I know why they put this on here, so people will buy the fucking thing. So of course I bought it instantly because I had to see the first episode colorized. Now, the original series, the first year was black and white, and the first few episodes are probably the best, at least production-wise. I think they had some money and they ran out or decided not to spend money on it pretty quickly. The second and third seasons are in color, but so you do see a fair amount of the show in color, but it is painful to watch the first season in black and white, especially when some of them are some of the better ones. So the idea that they've colorized this, just I had to see it, and I was also hoping that maybe this would hint that they're actually going to colorize the first season and re-release a special edition of it, and then a box set as well. So yeah, I bought it for that basically, and it was worth it. I'd pay $14 to see an episode of the original in color. I watched it; it was good. Now they also do it in widescreen, which is nice, except they crop, as usual, they crop quite a bit off the top and bottom. I was hoping the original might have been filmed on close to a cinematic ratio and they just cropped it for the TV. And there is a little bit more space on the side, but not much. You lose some on the top and bottom. But it's still nice to see it in colour, in widescreen, in Blu-ray quality, and it's quite beautiful. And it's a little bit of a backdoor sort of pilot, sort of like when they did the Next Gen remastered, they released a little one disc special. God, what do they call it? A taste of the Next Generation remastered, something like that. I got that because I had to have everything, and I have all the DVD Blu-ray releases for that. So yeah, it looks really great. I don't know what else I can say. It's just amazing to see it. Now, the Blu-ray itself is pretty disappointing. Production-wise, like there's no art on the inside, no booklet, no episode list, no information except on the back it says you know, the Blu-ray special features, and it's just got I think 4 featurettes which go between 7 and 10 minutes, I think. Bill and Max, Lost and Found in Space. Bill Mummy visits the Jupiter 2. That's interesting because you see Bill Mummy walking around the set of the new Jupiter 2 and talking, and everyone loves him. And they should have just let him redo a series, and they should have just continued the show from where they left off, with them still stuck out in space, old as fuck. And somehow they actually get home at the end of it. That would have been a nice way, because they could have modernized it to some extent. And even if their technology was old and they had a somewhat retro feel about it, any aliens they encountered or anything else could have been technologically advanced. Sorry, my throat is really dry. And I think they could have made it work, especially in the 80s or 90s. They could have easily done that. Hell, they could probably get away with it now somehow if they could have a couple of the original actors back old somehow. I don't know. They could have done something better than this. I mean, they made Dr. Smith a woman, which is fine, except she's not remotely camp or fun or interesting. She's just a bitch and horrible. There's just no redeeming qualities about the show at all. I mean, one of the actors is kind of hot. That's about it. What was the other one? Oh, designing the robot. That was kind of interesting. And Lost in Space is also not interesting at all. The deleted scenes, there are quite a lot of them, but who cares? Because the series sucked. Now, I don't know if they can make it better in Season 2. Season 2, they got off the planet, and they're off into space. So maybe if enough people hated the fact that it wasn't Lost in Space, it was stranded on a planet, next season will actually be Lost in Space, and we'll actually see them encounter aliens and planets and things. Because the thing with the original series was they ran out of money, or they weren't given the money, and they didn't really do much. Most of the series was them stuck on a planet and people just showing up on the planet, like, oh, some aliens just popped up. And it saved them building new sets or anything. It kind of almost worked. In the second and third seasons, they did actually get back out into space again, and they still end up stuck on planets, but they sort of moved around a little bit. They made some attempt. So hopefully the second season, we see them going off into space. Hopefully they do something more interesting. But, yeah, not even picture discs, just the plain silver. But that's happening a lot with DVDs. Unless you pay for a really expensive special edition, you really don't get much anymore. But that's my little review of the Blu-ray. The only reason I bought it was because of the colorized unaired pilot, and I'm so glad they did. And I really hope, and if anyone knows anything about this, let me know, because I haven't heard anything. I hope they redo this first season, just like they redid Genie in color. I think all the old shows in black and white, just recolor them. They're classics. They've got a longevity. They've got a life. They're going to be in syndication and on streaming and that forever. So just color them so that people who can't comprehend Once Upon a Time shows in black and white can enjoy them. Even the Addams Family and the Munsters, redo them as well. You can still watch the black and white if you think that stylistically that was supposed to be done in black and white. The Munsters certainly wasn't. It should have been in bright colour. The Addams Family kind of still works in black and white. I'd love to see it done in colour, really dark blue colours. Maybe even just a blue tone or something. Tint might even just help psychologically without redoing the whole thing. But I hope they do it, and hopefully they do, and I'll be reviewing it. So that's my experience with Lost in Space so far, and maybe they may fix season 2. Hell, season 2 was an improvement on season 1. Oh well. So yeah.